What's up, YouTube? Have you ever tried to pursue your art dreams and life comes along and just shuts that shit down? Let's talk about it. Alright, how to overcome artist block and other obstacles as a creator. I know this is a very broad topic, but I think all of us can kind of relate on some level. Some of us face artist block, others are lacking in motivation and drive, while others face external issues like families falling apart or financial troubles, going broke, bankrupt. I want to help all my creative rivals reach the next level and get that much closer to living lucid. So I'm bringing you 5 tips that really helped me overcome my trials in recent years. This video, this is for you. Yeah, you, the one who's trying to get that comic book done, or finish that song, or wrap up that last chapter, and life is telling you, no, you're not doing any of that. So tip number 1, you gotta ask yourself this question. If I quit now, how much of myself am I going to be giving up? Personally, I was this close to just letting go and throwing my hands up and saying, fuck it, I quit, I'm out, and just getting a regular crappy job. But when I was sprawled out on the ground, trying to come up with the proper unit of measure of how much of a failure I felt like, I found myself asking this question. The answer for me was that if I gave up on my art, I gave up on trying to tell stories and basically inspire other people to do the same, that there wouldn't be anything left. I would be an empty shell wandering around through the rest of my life, wondering what could have been, what if? Oh man, I wish I could have, should have, didn't do it because I'm a fucking bitch. And I refuse to go down like that. Tip number 2, look to all the artists and creators that you admire. I 1000% guarantee these people faced failure upon failure, trial upon trial, unimaginable waves of depression, and sacrifices that nearly broke them, yet they still rise to the challenge and continue to work their asses off and make their dreams a reality. I recently started looking into Kohei Horikoshi, the creator of My Hero Academia. In one of the interviews, he said he made 6 titles before My Hero Academia blew up. Like, can you imagine that for a second? Like, what if he just stopped at like 4? What if he stopped at like 5? Or after the first one, he was just like, nah, fuck it, it's not making money, so I quit. Like, that show is really near and dear to me because it speaks to me as a creator. You know, I feel like I don't have the talent that a lot of people have. I don't have the skill set or the hours that a lot of people have clocked in. And I feel like I'm always playing catch up. So I kind of relate to Deku on that level. But the story's so masterfully written, that probably deserves its own video, which I'm probably thinking about putting together. But having people to look up to gives me that push to know that I can't give up. I have to keep fighting and I have to keep pressing on. Tip number 3, take every failure in stride. Bear with me on this one. Life is gonna hit you. I know a lot of people think they can just go through life and be like, if I make all the right choices or if I make all the right decisions, no, fuck that shit. You're getting hit. Like, even people at the top take hits. Life is gonna land one of those good old-fashioned Dragon Ball Z gut punches. It's gonna knock all the air out of you, and you're gonna do everything you can to avoid getting hit again. You're just gonna wanna lay there, and you're gonna wanna stare at the sky, but the truth is, life has absolutely no chill. And while you're laying there, life is gonna come over there, and it's gonna stomp you in the nuts. Yes, girls have nuts too in this analogy. So it's in your best interest to get up and keep fighting. Tip number 4, find ways to turn a negative situation into a positive one. Now this one's a bit on the philosophical side, you know, door closing in your face might seem like it's the end, but it's you who decides that that's the end. You know, it's not the door. Your will to persevere will make a way. You know, maybe you might not need a door. Maybe you need to go down the hallway. Maybe you need to look to the ceiling. Maybe you need to dig underneath. But don't stop fighting just because one opportunity doesn't work out or go the way you plan, and keep looking. Like, I personally took a pretty big loss in the past few months, but here I am trying to turn it into something positive, something that can help you, that can help the next guy and the person who clicks on this in a week, in a month, in a year from now, who's going through it and doesn't have anybody to take advice from. And finally, tip number 5. You have to find your why. Why do you give up time with friends? Why do you pass on that party that you were invited to? Why do you not watch the game that everyone's going to be talking about tomorrow? If you're an artist who's worth their salt, you've come across this question almost daily. I could go do this fucking awesome thing, but everything in my being is telling me to sit here at this desk for hours and draw and write this music and play this instrument. I feel compelled to do it. That kind of why is what you guys need to find. My personal reason for wanting to be successful as an artist is because of my family. I have so many responsibilities being the oldest of 5, and I honestly feel that what I have is a gift. It has that creative sight, I guess. Ooh, shotting gun? The way I see it is my gift is my key to a bright future. So it would be silly to just toss it aside and just take a regular job, or just do what everyone else does, or just do what your parents tell you. Not that you shouldn't listen to your parents, kids. It's very important. But there comes a time where you need to stand your ground and be like, this is what I want to do with my life. And holding on to that will push you when you're down and when you can't create and when you feel like you have no more ideas. You just have to pull back for a second and just remember why you started doing this in the first place. As for me, until I make it, I'm gonna keep drawing. I'm gonna keep studying to make my dreams a reality and live lucid.